Hi everyone. In today's video, we are going to do a demo on .NET 5 Web API application where we are going to integrate OData. Okay, so we are going to use the latest version, that is 8, into our .NET 5 Web API application. Okay. So what is OData? OData is a open data protocol. Is a application level protocol for interacting with data via RESTful interfaces. Okay. OData supports description of data models, editing and querying data according to those models. So OData is generally built on top of the RESTful API. Okay, so using OData, we can query the RESTful APIs. Okay, so if you want to compare with OData, OData is like similar to like a GraphQL. Okay, so but OData is uh, started early than GraphQL. Okay, so which is much more older technology than GraphQL. Okay, so let's understand how OData will works. So if you observe here in this diagram, OData will work in two different approaches. Okay, so if you see the first approach, a response collection from a action method, nothing but web API action method can be filtered by the OData. Okay, means if the action method fetches the collection of records from the database and returning to the user in the middle, OData will filter the response data on the user query on user based on user query. That means if you observe here, this is that first approach. So if our generally in action methods, what we will do, we will return our collection of data, right? We will fetch from database and return the database. So before on returning to the user, OData will query the result set, result collection that is returning from the action method. Means user can query like only required properties or like a filter or can do sorting or many more can be applied on the collection. Okay, that is one approach. And second approach is action method that returns an empty framework query of type iQueryable. Okay, so then OData generates a SQL query based on the user OData query request, then executes against database and then results the user results. So if you are using NT framework, okay. So here there is one benefit like OData queries directly can applied onto the NT framework core so that the SQL queries will be generated based on the OData queries. Okay. So in this approach, SQL query generation will depends upon the OData, but only thing that required is action method should return a iQueryable. It should not return collection. Yeah, okay. So iQueryable means query is not executed, means data is not yet available. Okay. So that is the two techniques. So I will show those two techniques in this demo. Okay. So let's understand the different I have mentioned, right? OData will query filter. So these are all the main operations that can be performed by the OData, like select. So this select, filter, order by top, skip, expand, and count. So these are all the main factors of the OData query option. Okay. So we are going to understand each of these key features by implementing in them in our sample demo. Okay. So let's jump into creating our .NET 5 Web API application. Okay, open Visual Studio 2019. Click on Create New Project. Search like API. Okay, here you can see with C# like ASP.NET Core Web API. Please select the template. Go for next and name your application name. I will name it. So click on next. So here you need to select the target framework .NET 5. Okay, click on create. Okay, this is my .NET 5 Web API application. Okay, now let's install the OData .NET Core NuGet. Okay, so search like .NET Core OData NuGet. Okay, we need to install Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.OData. So this is 8 from 8 version. It is compatible for .NET 5. Below versions it won't compare. Okay, so let me install the latest one, that is 8.0.1. So I am going to copy the command from package manager. Okay, copy that one and let me open my terminal. So I have opened my package manager console. So let's install. Okay, I think it is installed successfully. So dependencies and packages. See, Microsoft ASP.NET Core.OData successfully installed. Okay, now as a first step, uh, we need to configure the OData. Okay, before configuring OData, let me configure my DB context and a sample table. Okay, and some database communication logic. Let me implement database communication logic. Okay, so first let's go to uh, implement the our NT framework core and the DB context everything. Okay, then we will jump back to OData implementation. Okay, so before going any further, I want to mention that this entire session has been already made as a blog. So this is the blog. Okay, the link will be available in the description section. So if anyone wanted, you can check over there. Okay. So the reason why I opened this blog is you can see here there is a code snippet for a SQL script for creating the database. So here I am going to use this database which is already created in my local database. Okay. So if you want to follow my steps, you can copy the script sample from the blog. Okay. So next, we need to install for database communication using NT Framework Core. We need two NuGet packages. One is NT Framework Core and another one is NT Framework extension for SQL. So let's install both the packages first. Okay, so top two links are required NuGet packages for us. Okay, so this is NT Framework Core. So let's copy that. Package Manager console. Let me paste it and install it. So that is successfully installed. Next thing is SQL Server. So copy that and paste in our package manager console, install. That is also successfully installed. Now in this demo, I am going to use code first with existing database. Okay. So for that, I need to create a table class. So first what I will do, I will create a folder like data. Okay. So inside the data folder, let's add our another folder like entities. Okay. So inside of this entity, let's add our table class. So my table is gadgets. So what I will do, I'm going to add like gadgets.ca. Okay, to save some time, let me copy paste my code snippet. Okay, so this is my table class. So let's remove these unused usings. Okay, I have created my table class. Now next is I need to create my DB context. Okay, so let's create my DB context class. So what I will do, I will create inside of the data folder. Okay, I will name like, okay, So to save some time, let me copy it from my code snippet. So this is my DB context. Let's import the namespaces. Okay. So this is the our DB context. So only thing is here I have some additional line is this one. So this is for developers only. This code never used in production. So what it will do means it will log everything. So whatever we query, right, that will be logged to the our output console here. Okay. So when we run our application, we can see the all database queries that are generated or executed by our application. We can see them as a log in the console. So that is the use of this line log to console.write line. Okay. That's about our DB context. And next thing is we need to configure the connection string. So for this demo, I will configure my connection string into development.json file. Okay. So let's add our connection string here. Okay. So connection string property is default property that is understandable by the framework. My old DB connection string is our custom property. Okay. So to that we assigned our database. So here I'm using my local SQL database. Okay. So now final thing is we need to register our DB context so that our DB context can be injected wherever we want. Not only that, here while registering the DB context, we are going to assign connection string also, so that that our context will communicate with the database based on the connection string registered here. Okay. So like this, we need to register. So let's install the import the namespaces. Okay. So he this way we need to register our DB context. So here we are loading our connection string. Okay. So we are done with our configuring our database. So now we can do like uh, we can jump back to our OData configuration. Okay. So in the startup only. So to configure OData, okay, we need to register OData service. At the controller itself, we can register. So add OData. So let's import the namespace. Okay. So that will loads the OData services. Here we need to register some of the extension methods as the options. So what are those methods is nothing but each method will enable our query types. Okay. So that means these are all the query options, right? So in OData, each specific operation is defined in a specific extension method. So if you want to use only few, we can configure only those few methods only. Okay. So only configured extension methods only will work. Otherwise, other options will not work. Okay. So let's configure extension methods for these options. So to do that, we can do like options dot yes select. Okay. Select represents or select operator. I have shown right and filter, expand, count. Okay. And anything I forgot to add order by. Okay. Okay, for now, these methods will enough. So each method will represent our query options. So select, filter, expand, count, order by. Okay. So these are our query options. Those methods represents these query options. Okay. So we should, if you want to work with every query option, we need to register every method over there. Okay. So that's the required configuration from the OData. That's simple. to configure the OData. Okay. Next thing is we need to create the controller itself. Okay. So let's jump into creating the controller. So in the controller folder, let me add controller. Okay. I can select API and we can select empty. Okay. And I will name like gadgets controller. Okay. So this is how controller have been created for us. Okay. So beauty of the OData is it is now compatible with the .NET routing itself. Okay. Let's create some action method. So before creating action method, let's inject our DB context. Okay. Okay. Let's inject my old DB context here. Okay. So now what I will do, I will create a action method like public action result and get all. Okay. Something like this. And let me configure HTTP get and I will configure route. Okay. I will configure like all. Okay. So here what I will do, I am going to return the I queryable. Okay. So return. Okay. My old DB context gadgets dot as queryable. Okay. So this means not yet results are available at the runtime. Means at the action method is not returning the result. It is just returning the as queryable. As queryable means we can execute whatever we want on fly and generate the SQL query, right? So that option we are returning. Okay, so now let's run and uh, check our application. Okay, this is my API. So let me open in browser. So let me use Postman because upcoming OData filters and queries, it is better or it will give good view or good to see the entire query clearly in Postman rather than the browser. So let me open the Postman tool. So this is our API. Let's test it in Postman. I think gadgets. Okay, let me correct me. So here I'm getting results, right? But if you watch our query, it is iQueryable. Means on returning, a query is executed. So if you go to the output window, we have written query right to the log. So what we will do, we'll check for the log. Okay, it will available in console. We have written like console, right? So if you carefully scroll up, see here, query executed. Select means it is getting all the columns from the uh, database, right? It is so till now it is normal API query only. Okay, let's understand the let's apply or let's merge with the OData queries to this URL. Okay, we will understand the select filter. Okay, so select is a system query option that allows client to request a specific set of properties for each entity or a complex type. The set of properties will be comma separated while requesting. So this select is nothing but to request the what kind of properties client needed. Okay, or suppose my table collection can have 100 columns, but client doesn't need those 100 columns. He need only 5 or 10. So instead of creating multiple action methods, so based on the client requirement, what we can do, we can create a single endpoint, and that single endpoint results will be varied depend upon the user query. So here, if you observe, the select equal to product name comma cost, the user expecting only columns like product name and cost. He doesn't bother about the remaining columns what they are coming. So this OData, what it will do, it will only return those results only to the users. See, so that single endpoint can fulfill the requirements of different kind of users. Okay, without and this also results in high performance as well, because uh, anyway payload from the server will be reduced because only required properties will be consumed by the users, and also we no need to maintain a lot of different action methods. Only single method is enough. Okay, so that is the benefit. So what we will do, let's implement this URL and check our output. Okay, so let's go to Postman, add query parameter and dollar. So all OData query request must be start with dollar and select, and it is case sensitive as well. These keywords, make sure to type all of them as a small select only, small letters only. Okay. So here I want to get type and product name. So I want only those two columns. So I can say like product name, comma, type. Okay. So no spacing. So let's hit the query, because I need to forget to add one more thing. Okay. That is, I need to decorate my action method with enable query. This is from OData. Okay. Then only it can read the query parameters that we are sending. Okay, either you can do it on action method or the controller method. Okay, anyway it is fine. Now let's run our application and execute this query. See, I'm getting only requested columns. If I remove this query parameter, it will work like a normal web API request. If I add query parameters, see, let me get ID as well. It work like a OData URL. See, with the select, you can get only requested properties only. Okay, so that's the beauty of the dollar select. Okay, so this select mainly depends upon our how if we want to compare with our code. One thing is this should be enabled on the startup. This select method should be registered. If you don't register this method and if you run, it won't work. Let me check that case also. Okay, now let's execute it. See, query specified is URL is not valid because that is not registered here. Okay, so that is the beauty. We can register only required operations that we are going to support from our API. Okay, if you don't want to support filtering, you can remove that one. If you don't want to support expand, you can delete that one. And if you want to support all of them, you need to register all of them. Okay, otherwise you are going to get some query specified in the URL is not a valid error. Okay, so that's about the select query of the OData. Okay, next thing is filtering. So Sorry, I forgot to show the query generated by EF core, right? Sorry, I forgot to show the query generated by the EF core, right? When we request the OData. So let's check that as well. So let me run my application again. Okay, it is running. Let's run the Postman. And now go to console. See the beauty here. Product name, type, ID from gadgets. See, we are not selecting all the data. Means this query from the Inti framework is generated from our OData request. Okay, we are not this query is not on response. It is actually from the EF core. Okay, I have mentioned, right, we can uh, work with OData with two different approaches. Either we can filter on the collection or on the iQueryable, right? This example I have explained, right? Either action, if it is returning collection, it will query on the collection. If it is returning iQueryable, it will generate the SQL query from the using the EF core. Okay, so that's the benefit. So what is difference between means in the collection, we will get all the columns from the table. Results will be in our hands. Then OData will apply query. But in iQueryable, it will apply all its queries into that EF code directly. Before getting the results only, query is applied on the SQL query. So that's the benefit, and it is performance wise also. This approach is good because we are creating the SQL query dynamically only with the requested properties. Okay, I hope you understand it. So now let's check the filter. So filtering is nothing but filtering only, like a Boolean condition based checking. Okay, see here you can check different type of approaches: equal to, non-equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So if you want to create a URL, that should be like this. Here is the sample query URL. So here what I am doing, filter equal to product name. Product name is my column name. EQ represents equal to. I am comparing here, comparing with the word with the single quotes. Okay, ThinkPad. So what it will return means product name with the ThinkPad only. It will return from the server. So let's test this URL. So let's change this dollar filter. Okay, equal to. I want to product name. Okay, and here I want to EQ equals to. That is the keyword. That is predefined OData keyword equals to single quotes. I string like. So let me get one plus products. Okay, so if I execute, see the results. I'm getting only one plus results. See the beauty. So let's check the query as well. So if you observe here, here see the query generated by the OData. See where condition is automatically generated based on our filter query. See, that's the beauty. Let me change it to something like ThinkPad. You will see more results. See, ThinkPad. That's how our filtering will be worked. So we have understand about select and understand about the filter. Okay. So next thing is order by. So what it will do, it will sort ascendingly or descendingly based on the properties we supplied. So if you observe the sample URL, here we are ordering by our ID primary key with the descending order. Okay, so let's test it. So now go to our Postman. Okay, let's change the query like order by. Okay, equal to, I want to order by ID. Okay, that to descending means big to small. So let's run the query. See, it is ordered by the ID, and lowest ID will be at the bottom. Okay, so this is how it will work. Let's observe the query as well. So if you scroll up our console, it will be, and here you can see order by ID descending. Okay, so how beautifully our code is uh, working. So EF core generates the SQL query based on our OData request. Okay, so order by also we understand. So you can give comma separated with if you want to do for multiple ordering. Okay, so let me do cost as well. Okay, so it will apply for both. Here are the results we are getting. Okay, so next thing is dollar top fetches the top records that we specified in the collection. Okay, I will apply like top equal to I want to get two records, top two records, but we are getting top two records as 0 because I didn't register the top method extension method. So what I have to do, I need to register like set max top, and here we need to specify the max record. So beyond this we need to specify under the top value. Okay, so now run again query. See, we are getting top two records, and if you observe the SQL query, see here, select top and the some SQL variable. From this we can understand our dollar dot top reflecting its effects on the SQL entity framework query. Okay. So next thing is expand. So expand is about what we can say complex types. So if you have complex type, so using expand we can filter or query the complex types as well. Okay. I will create a some fake implementation. So for that, let me create a model. Okay. So I will create a model like, so first create the folder models, models, and inside of models, let's create our class like person. Okay. So this is my class and I will have like ID, okay, public string name. I will also have another dependent class like class and bank accounts. Okay. So bank accounts will have int account ID, okay, and public what I can say string bank name. Okay, so person will have collection of bank accounts. Okay, so I am just trying to create a some dependent complex type object. Okay, bank accounts. Okay, so in the gadgets control itself, let's create one more option, one more action method, public I action result get person. Okay, so let's create the action method and let me create some fake person. Okay, new person. Okay, I will give some ID one and name will be mine. Okay, and let add some bank accounts. Okay, so ID account ID equal to 111, bank name like bank one. Similarly, let me have one more bank account for my name. Okay, so account ID equal to 222 and bank name equal to bank 2. Okay, so let's create the collection where result equal to new of persons. Okay, and result dot add person to the list and return the response. Okay, so think like this data is fetched from the what I can say database. Think like this data is fetched from the database. Okay, and returning. So it is like records. This is like first approach means now OData can apply its results on results, not on the NT framework core, right? Because we here we already fetched the data. It's not a queryable. Okay. So let's also configure route like person and HTTP GET and main thing enable query. That means we are enabling OData features on this. Okay. So now I can run Postman. I need to change like a gadget slash person. Okay. So let's first test normal output, web API output. So it is working, right? Now let's apply expand dollar expand. So which is the inner navigation property that is bank accounts, right? So on bank accounts. So here I am on bank accounts. I want only account ID. So I can apply again. Here also dollar. I can select only see expand will give flexible to create inner queries. Okay, select account ID. Hope this will work. See, no bank name, no, only account ID. So like this expand helpful to query the complex object types. Okay, so that's it about the OData expand. So next thing is the count. Okay, so first let's test the count directly. So like this, we need to write count. Okay. So to do the count, what I will do, I will go for old action method and apply count. Okay. Here normal results only coming. There is no count property, nothing. Okay. So why count is not working? Because count won't work. Why? This approach, this is on web API routing, means .NET endpoint routing, OData filters are applied. Okay. So other than count, everything will work, but count won't work. Why count won't work? So count won't work because here, if you observe, count gets the count of the results of the response. That is the what is the expected output of the count. The count value generated as a OData property that doesn't belong to original API response. So OData count property like OData dot count. Okay. So what that means? In general, in OData, there are few OData properties like OData.context, OData.count, along with our API response. Those will be appended as a response. Okay, but those OData properties will only come for OData routing. Normal web API routing, they are excluded. They won't come. So that is why we are not able to see the count value, because count will come as OData.count, which is a OData property. So with the normal web API implementations, it won't work. Okay. So to do that, make it work, we need to implement the OData implementation. Okay. To understand OData I am implementing, I think in real time, it's better to not go for the count, because this OData implement is bit tricky, and it is not flexible also, because if you want to OData routing, then we should not use the web API routing. Okay, only because of count, what I can say, count value, we cannot lose the futures of the OData, right? So my suggestion is use OData with only endpoint routing. So that only thing is we cannot uh, work with count property. Not a problem, right? Remaining all properties will work. Okay. So please be stick with this approach only. Don't go for OData routing. But if you are absolutely fine and you want to maintain count as well, you can choose OData as well. But for our understanding, I will also implement a OData routing here. Okay. So to do that, what I will do, I will create one more controller. Okay, API empty, and I will name like OData gadgets. Okay. First thing is we should not have OData attribute routing, normal web API routing. So next thing is I can copy the action method from here and paste it here, and it won't. Let's import the namespaces first. Okay, and correct the constructor, and we need to remove the routing, and it should be worked as convention based. Okay, get and enable iQuery. So here we are not adding the uh, .NET Web API routing. We removed entire routing itself. Okay, and method should be in the convention based only. Okay. Now what we have to do means in startup. So this is my OData controller. So this will be invoked by the OData route. So what it has to do means here it should be use EDM, entity data model. So entity data model is nothing but in OData. Here what type of response this controller handle, it will only responsible for gadgets only, like that. These gadgets type should be registered in the OData EDM. Okay, so that OData can understand how to apply the queries on that response. Okay, so to do that, we will create one private method in the startup. So let me copy it from my code snippet. So like this, our OData will look like. Let's import the namespaces and this method return IEDM model. Okay, so all these are OData related. See, my gadgets type I registered as one name. Every entity set should register with the name, and this name should be matched with the controller name, excluding the controller keyword. Okay, if it is not matched, it will throw the error, or it won't work with the OData routing. Okay, make sure to have same name with the OData controller. Okay, now this name will be used in the path so that it will invoke this controller. Okay, and we need to register this. Here we have created EDM model, right? OData EDM model that need to be registered here. So to register that, there is a one more extension method like app route component. Okay, so here I will name like OData. So this will be used in the route as well. So host slash OData slash the kind of uh, controller name slash like that we need to register. Okay, so here we need to register my with comma get EDM model. Okay, I registered my model. Okay, like this we have to do what we are doing. Protein component we register our get EDM model and my gadget set registered. Now the path should be, if you want to create path, how we have to prepare means first we need to get the name of the EDM registered. So what is that? OData. So copy that OData slash and the NT set name, nothing but the controller name. Okay, like this you need to query. So if we or it is not running, let's run it. Run OData. See, this is the original OData response. How can we confirm? Here is the one of the default property of the OData. See, our response is assigned under value. This property is not from our side. In the code, you can see there is no value property. Everything is framed by the OData. So this is the OData. If you recall previously, there is no such thing. Directly response is rendered, right? So this is how OData works. Now if I apply select here also same way it will work. But this is OData routing. So I need to apply $select equal to ID. See, only IDs are coming. So this also works similarly like that only. But this is OData routing. If I apply count equal to true, see, now you got total count of these records. So that is how OData will work. And my suggestion is you can sacrifice the count property and use regular web API routing and integrate OData. That is will more helpful than integrating the OData routing. Okay. And I hope this video has delivered some useful information to you all. Okay. And this video has given some idea on how OData works. So I have touched all the major features of the OData, and I also shown you how NT framework will react when we use the OData, and only collection results will react with the OData. Those two approaches I have shown you. So I think I have delivered some useful information to you all. So if you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel. Soon we will meet you with the new video. Until then, signing off.